Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Tuesday, December 6th, and the moon is in Taurus. The moon shifts into Gemini at 3:50 p.m. on the east coast of the U.S., readying for tomorrow's full moon in Gemini, which occurs in the evening, like 11 something, I think, here on the East Coast. So for some of you, it's actually occurring on the 8th. But either way, it's happening. So there are two things happening today. There's a square between Venus. Nope, not Venus. Comes out of my mouth, but it's wrong. I'm lying to you. Mercury, the friend of Venus, who happens to be sitting right next to Venus in the sky. And Jupiter. Mercury and Jupiter make a last quarter crisis and consciousness square. Squares are crisis producing. This crisis is a crisis in the way we think, what we believe in. It's a reorientation to a certain extent of our belief system based on the new information that has come through this most recent synodic cycle between Mercury and Jupiter. It's a year-long cycle that had a very long oppositional phase. Opposition usually between those two planets may be an orb for about 2 days, maybe 3 if something's moving slow. But because of retrograde motion, that opposition was 6 weeks long. And so oppositions open things up. It brings our awareness to something. So in those 6 weeks, I believe it was September into the beginning of October, we were loaded down with information. And now we kind of have to make sense of it. So we have to decide what's valid, what's not valid. Okay. That being said, we can get overwhelmed, promise too much. Anytime Jupiter's in the picture, it makes things bigger. We already have a lot of information. You know, it kind of speaks to all this. Is it news? Is it fake news? Is it a true story? Is it not a true story? Right? All those truth and lies things. The legal stuff is true, guys. The arguments against the legal stuff, if you know what I'm talking about, is just smoke screen. But the smoke is lifting, and we're all seeing what we need to see about that. So our minds can feel overwhelmed and scattered but luckily, shortly thereafter, Mercury, the planet of the mind, moves into Capricorn. Capricorn is very practical, it's very pragmatic, it's very ordered, it's very structured, and so that really helps Mercury to kind of make sense of things. And then Mercury's in Capricorn for a long time because at the end of the month, it starts a retrograde cycle in Capricorn, and is in Capricorn, I believe, until the middle of January. So it's in Capricorn for at least a good 6 weeks, which is good because I think because Capricorn, that Mercury in Capricorn, even retrograde, helps us to evaluate where we stand, what are the structures of our lives, what do we need to release, what do we need to keep, what do we need to build upon. So it may not be good for business, it may not be good for finances perhaps, but all the same, everything needs to be refigured in this new reality that we find. So it's going to be interesting, I think. So this morning when I came here out, I looked at this is a little Japanese maple that you see, full of these beautiful red leaves. But I do love this time of year, not because there's no leaves, I love leaves. And I do love the structure of things, but the thing that I just love this time of year is while the trees are bare, you can see that the little buds are forming. Very small because they still have winter to go through, but they're there. And what it speaks to me is the promise of a new day. and a new opportunity. So last night I got a call from the nursing home, and Angie had spiked a fever. She's had COVID for 6 days. This is the first time she had a fever. They gave her something to bring her fever down. Her oxygen was pretty low, 86. For her, that's low because her oxygen is usually 98, 99. She's amazing, even at 102. And so I wasn't sure. I thought it might be the last time I saw her. So I went to see her. She looked so fragile and so tiny. Little. At 102, you get little. But this morning I called, and her fever was down and her oxygen was up. So she's not quite ready to give up the fight. So thank you for all your love and support through this. I know it's close. And I was thinking today I'm going to be doing moonshine with Ona on the full moon in Gemini. My mother, Angelina, does have a moon in Gemini. And Ona did lose her mother on the full moon in Pisces, I believe it was. She would remember better. But I know it was a full moon because I took a picture of it. Full moons are normal times for people to leave. I mean, it's like the light on the path. It's like there's a dark room, and then the full moon like comes in and opens the path to light. And every ending is a new beginning. And I think we have to keep that in mind. All right, guys. Sorry, got a little maudlin at the end. Charlotte just passed. I don't know if you saw her. I probably should have just focused on her. Because she, no matter how you feel, she makes you feel good. Oh, there she is. Hi, Charlotte. How you doing? She's just seeing where she's going to frolic next. And that's the question for you. Where are you going to frolic next? Don't forget to have fun. All right, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day. Like and subscribe. Of course, you already have. I know that. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning. I'll keep you guys abreast. I took some pictures last night of Angie's hands and my hands, and she doesn't look great, because she's 102, and you get that look, and she wouldn't really want me to put a picture of her up not looking fabulous, but I will put a picture of her hands up for you. So I love hands. All right, guys, take care, everyone. Namaste.